Okay. This time, today we're going to be working on a Honda EX1000 generator. We had one like this a while back. I don't think I put it on the channel. It was a plastic one though, and a newer one, newer style, not so heavy. This little bad boy is pretty heavy. And it hasn't had a tune-up in quite some time. So we're going to go through it here. Pretty sure he runs fuel stabilizer and everything. He said he did. That fuel don't smell bad, it's just not real strong smelling. So that's good actually. So we'll, actually we should probably see if it fires up. Pretty sure that's choked. It smells stink bugs. I don't know if you guys are familiar with stink bugs, but there must be a few of them in this. It does have compression. I don't really smell fuel yet. Just smell the stink bugs. Alright. I'll get my magnet. We don't need this big battery, it's just causing a lot of weight. A lot of weight that I don't need. Side goes on this side. Well, there's the culprit. There's one stink bug. Let's put a couple screws in the bottom for him. Okay, this is the fan shroud. It sucks air in to cool the engine, the generator motor. Alright, 8 mil. Nope, not bad. Good. Just a lot on the outside that made it look like that. You can see it in there. The actual inside the motor's real clean. It's just a bunch of gunk on the outside, so. There's our culprit, that little guy there. They all stink. See if we can blow this out by the time we're all done. We should have done it first. I didn't know it was like that though. think it would put a fourth bolt in there. Hurt my ear. That's pretty cool little toolkit. You do not have to have anything to get into that compartment. That's pretty neat though. Oh boy, this thing's blowed out bad. 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 It's bad, bad. Alright, so when you go to yanking the cover off, be careful because there's always a couple plugs. That last one had a ton of plugs. And there's always a lever connected to the carburetor or an on and off switch. In this case, the carburetor is attached to it. Take it loose from the carb in. For some reason that one didn't want to pop out. Now it does. Yeah, but anyways, you just stick it in there and slide that up on. This one didn't want to come out at first. Sometimes they're a little buggered in there. Alright, we're going to have to blow all this stuff out. Eventually it'll fry as electronics. No, it wasn't in there very tight. Why do people not put spark plugs in very tight? Wow. Well, first of all, we got this nest out of it. That wasn't down in there. But that is really bad. Don't let nothing fall down in this cylinder, especially if you pull it out and it looks like that. You guys, we're not getting sparks. I'm gonna set that down here. Don't worry. All those stink bugs, damn. So many of them. Alright, no spark. Dottie just said a tune-up. Maybe I was wrong though. I'm pretty sure he said it ran last year. Oh, I see you, stink bug. You're gonna get the hell out of here, you stink. Alright. Damn wind tore my whole shoulder down. Both of them. $800 one and a fucking $200 one. Alright, now we got that loose, we can take both the fuel lines off. Make sure it is in the off position. Take them loose out of the little guys here and it'll help. Oh, now it's going to leak fuel. That one came right off. That's just the overflow. Don't leak on my bench, damn it. Well, let's get a bottle in case that starts gushing out. Because the petcocks don't always work, people. You gotta do an oil change to it as well. Alright. Got the good old spark arrestor. Not even that dirty. That's amazing. Look how clean that. Normally those are caked up with carbon so bad. So that's good. Actually got this heat shield, which takes the heat away from vital parts that don't need to get hot. Channels airflow where they want it. So what we're trying to do, let me show you here. We're trying to bust into this side here. We want to get into the flywheel and the magnet. This is just like a little small engine. If you look at it, this looks like the front of a little Briggs & Stratton or something. Like a little flathead Briggs & Stratton. So we want to get in there to check on the coil and the magnet. The little sucker's dense. When you pick it up, it better be ready. Okay, so we actually have to take off some of this carburetor and intake assembly that's actually into the side of the cover, which is stupid. Should have been able to leave that stuff on there for. carb off. So the line literally goes up and down with the shaft here, because you're going to want to know where that position is. And you go to put it back on. We got one spring, it goes all the way over here to the assembly we're trying to take off, just to get the fan shroud off. And now we can slip it out. Let's take it off the carburetor side, since we're going to be cleaning the carburetor. We don't want it dangling off of there. Alright. Lay this back here. And pull this braided gas line off now. You know, guys, I don't think there was any fuel getting into this. Doesn't matter, there's no spark. Pull our drain lines out. Carburetor off. She's a sexy carburetor. There's a little bit of fuel. Oh, hot babe. Good enough. Alright, so we didn't damage the gaskets. It's a plus. Like I said, didn't get a gasket kit for this. Okay. This needed this severely anyways. So this is our valve cover, believe it or not. This is where your valves are. It's the valve cover. This is the oil blow off, excess oil vent. I'm going to turn the generator around in front of the engine here. Okay, so we don't actually have to take the pull house off. The pull star housing off. We just gotta get these back bolts out. Everything's always at an angle. Oh, why that little sucker was in there? Okay, then you got one in the top that's an 8. You'll be able to pull your cover off now and see why we ain't getting spark. Next, we're going to pinch the plastic in so we can get these out without breaking them. Remember, the idea is to give the customer back their stuff the way you got it. There's the cover. We do not have to take the throttle governor assembly off. Well, just as I expected. So The same thing happens on like my John Deere V-twin lawnmower. It happens on a lot of small engines. So that's the magnet that generates our spark to the coil. And if you look on the pickup coil parts, the whatever you want to call them, the pickup coil parts, they're just as bad. And what that does is doesn't let it generate a magnetism, the spark. Not only it messes the gap up. So we're gonna go eat. We're gonna come up. We're gonna take that off, clean it up, put it back on, and re-gap it. We're gonna clean the carb, put this together, and we should be done. Change the oil, and the guy can have his generator back. Finger hurting. Coil off. There's always a wire in it. This wire runs through it. That's crazy. Then we can lay it to the side. Show you guys the damage while we're not getting spark. So we're going to clean all that up. Gets set to a thickness of a business card. That's always the rule. We're going to set it on the magnet. Set one side, because the magnet's not quite big enough to, do both sides. Well, look at that screw, it's chewed up already. That's great. Both of them are. Love it. Why would those get chewed up? Alright, make sure the magnets, because the magnet's not wide enough to hit them both. Make sure it's on this side. Kind of set it. I can't ever tell how tight I'm getting with the drill, so do that by hand. Check clearancing. Alright. Got our gap set. And while we got this part, he wants an overhaul on it, so we're going to drain the oil. stink, bud. Oh man, it made my gloves stink. That's the thing, man. They are so bad. They can make your gloves stink, whatever you're touching. Damn centipedes, stink bugs, everything. Probably take that out and brake cleaner that in a minute. Alright, we're going to drain the oil. Doing this just in case somebody overfilled it. Good, no overfill. Wow, that's old oil. That is very old oil. Okay, let's get it to where we can dump it out here. Tell me that's all the oil there was in it. There's only like an ounce or two. I know it takes more than that. We got Valvoline and Castrol 36 quart, you know, we got 24, no, we got 48 quarts, the boxes out there, 22 24s. I got two 12s of Valvoline and then a 24 of Castrol. But this John Deere oil I have needs to be used up as well. This is the low oil shutoff sensor right there. Genuine Honda on the block. It's just a little guy. It's gotta be like a 49cc or 35. Probably gonna start register here. We're up to about 5 ounces of oil. I'm gonna assume it takes about 6. Woo. Careful letting it down, you may have too much in there and it'll run out at you. But you want it to run out so you know whether you got too much, but you don't want it on you. We're almost at 8 ounces of oil. is a brand new quart, and it's down to 24. So it looks like it's going to take 9 to 10 ounces of oil. Okay, there we go. That took a while. You want to overfill it. Or knock shit down in there. Good. And the final count would be 9 ounces of oil. Now, I don't know if it already had like a little bit in it. I drained it. So that's the amount this engine took, was 9 ounces. Alright, we got some John Deere oil in there. Not really sure what oil they use. Manufactured for the John Deere company. That's crazy. Huh. John Deere oil. Sure, this engine was supposed to take 530. That was 1030, and that'll be fine. We're going to go out, we're going to spray this guy off, get it cleaned up. We're just going to give it a good hit with the brake cleaner. Alright, there we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. We're going to blow all this off too. We just want to get the oil and grease out of the bottom so none of it's stuck. Alright. Once we get those two in the bottom, we can put these guys back on. The reason I go real slow is I don't want the nuts to get started crooked. I don't even like using the gun to do it, but as long as you go slow, you can feel it grip and know if it's threading right. Alright, on this side we got the two little rubber mounts that stick down through. And we got two little nuts that go on. Alright, engine's mounted back to the plate. Back to this side. Those little rubbers on the bottom got like a little circle notch. They have to go in a certain spot. Okay, next, we've got the carburetor. Let's get it cleaned up. There's a lot of carbon on the intake valve. Valve seems to operate like it should. A lot of carbon get built up on these because they run at that low RPM doing nothing really, just a minimal load. Okay, that's a single bolt carb. The gasket's going to be an O-ring, which will be stretched out when I go to put it back on. Okay, we're going to drop the bowl here. Not a lot of contaminants inside of the bowl. Go ahead and pull our float off. Oh yeah, the jet's plugged. Now we're going to blow brake cleaner through the fuel inlet and the where the jet goes. So it seemed everything was plugged on the carb. Oh yeah, even where the fuel come in at, really plugged up. I've never seen a plastic plunger and plunger insert where the plunger goes into. It's plastic. That's so weird. I think I even got carburetors like this. It's the exact same carburetor, just not plastic. Okay, this jet's pretty dirty. Doesn't even have a number on it. So we'll drop this back in there. Shake it so it falls down past the first part. Make sure it's started straight. When you get done, tighten it, blow it out in case you somehow damage the brass a little bit. It's real easy to do. Just a little shaving. Get in there even. Okay, I'm surprised this O-ring ain't, I shouldn't say nothing. It ain't came out yet, the O-ring gasket. And when they do, they stretch. So, we're thankful for that. Hoping it's not. Put our bolt back in. Don't go that far. Alright, carburetor is done. Anything else that may have got in there? Alright, now we got that all cleaned off. Let our carburetor back on. Making sure we're not forgetting anything. It does happen. Sometimes you gotta put stuff on and take it back off. It does happen. Even though that's why you try to do it the same day, that way you don't forget the steps. Now we're going to clean off this side. Alright, now we got the carb on. Let's turn this generator back around. Put the front of the engine back on. These grommets are important. They keep the dust out of the internals. And this guy definitely uses this in the yard for sure. Was not lying about that. She's a dirty little birdie. Alright, once you get that on there, put your top one back in. You should never start any of these by with drill by hand, unless you're real good at feeling how they go. I can get this back together before I go down to the house. Okay. Now that we got that cover on, we can go ahead and check for spark. I do not think it needs to be plugged in. I think we can check just like this. There we go. We do have spark now. Run our hoses back in our clamps, and then up the side here for both overflow hoses. Okay, next we're going to put this back on. And then the plate. That on, tighten this bolt back down. Okay, next. We've got this guy. This hose goes through here. And what this is your your valve cover blow off, any excess oil, your vent hose. We're going to clean the back of this plate down a little bit. Okay, now we've cleaned both. We got the shield. It's also a heat channeler. Channels the heat away from spots and into the spots that it wants. Alright. We're doing these two little things at the bottom over the bolt and onto here. Make sure the rubber is on there good. We'll just put back the way the customer brought it. Okay, don't forget your spark arrestor. This thing's off of here like this, so shove it in the muffler. Okay, put your spark arrestor in. What a spark arrestor does is if an engine happens to backfire or something due to any reason, it keeps the spark from going out the exhaust. You ever watch those videos where people shoot their flames out their Lamborghini exhaust or any kind of car? Well, that spark that goes out the exhaust can catch stuff on fire, like on chainsaws and generators and stuff. Anything can catch on fire, but especially chainsaws, generators, while they're sitting there on the ground near pine needles and leaves. So they created a spark arrestor, which is essentially just that netting, which doesn't allow the flame through. Baffles the flame down, which is pretty neat. I always thought spark arrestors was pretty neat. Everything's filthy on this. This thing was pretty nasty. Definitely a generator that gets used. Bunch of spider eggs. Make sure we kill all those. Don't need those. Spiders aren't bad or anything, but I don't need them. Make sure you put this back on here. Your choke goes back. So to the right is choked. To the left is done choked. So I thought. Excuse me. Alright, we got our bottom screws, our top screws. Nothing really there, but just cleaning the outside of the air box off. Oh, that filter is rotten. That sucks. This thing is rotten. Oh yes, it's just a flat piece. Okay, I got filter out there. I can make a new one tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we'll make a new filter so that's not getting sucked into the carburetor. Look at that. Alright. I got some filter out there we can use. And there's one of our, I don't know if that was in the camera or not, but this filter is literally falling apart. So tomorrow we'll make one of those. And get out our famous stink bug. We'll blow it off a little bit. I'll have a lot of air pressure in the tank. Okay, I'm going to spin it around. Now once again we'll have to take it apart tomorrow to get the new spark plug in. For now we'll stick this little guy in there. And go ahead and spin it all the way in. There's just been too many instances where that should have been the case. The smash washer on it was never smashed. That's how it was put in. I don't know why people don't tighten their spark plugs. That smash washer on there is supposed to be smashed. I've seen that in so many cases where that spark plug barely in. And then I've seen videos where people blow them out and it's like, well, no wonder. Go. Clamp. And don't forget our other line, which is a little blowed out, but we can do to help that is take a little bit of its blowed outness off. Don't cut no more than you have to. We got new hose if we have to use it. Rather not. This is already formed and fitted. There we go. Nice tight fit. Guess is it plugs right there. It wasn't in there when we took it apart, I don't think. They hold it to the cover. Like I said, you want to put everything back the way it was, so people won't bring stuff back to you. Okay, we got 2 bolts that go in to hold the tank. Once you get that on there, you put your exhaust shield back on, which goes like this. You got 2 nuts on the bottom, 2 bolts in the top. cleaning off his fuel gauge for him. Okay, let's see. Next, we can put on our main panel, I think, and then we can put our side panels on. Yeah, let's put our main panel on. So we blew out all that dust and stuff, so he has no chance of getting a short now. Okay, so when you go to stick this on, don't forget to slide this guy in the hole and then push the clip up on without breaking it. Be careful. It'll be a hard part to find. I mean, it's the common part, but yet it'd be hard to find for this one, let me tell you. When you need it, then you can't find it. There we go. It's on. Looking at everything. Alright, we're going to plug our 2 plugs in. We only got 2, and they, one's a male and one's a female, so you can't get them backwards. They get a little loose to the top here. Alright, now we can put them all in. Ain't nothing around here that I can't fix. Nothing. Okay, just got 2 side covers left, and we're done. We can make our filter, spark plug, and gas tomorrow. Trying to keep it cheap for him, around 75 bucks. So. Oh, these are all Phillips. That's right. What am I thinking? And it's missing 2 of them. I'm sure he knows that. Panel was hanging off when I got it. So instead of doing 2 on one side, we can just put 1 on the other side and be only missing 1. We're actually going to look real quick, see if I got screws like this. I don't carry a lot of screws, I carry bolts. And all we have to do is just put this on and call it a night. See, that was one of those ones I was talking about that start crooked. And then you gotta make sure you don't just go ahead and ram them in, because that's what shops do. But we don't like to mess up threads around here. So I'm the guy that has to retap them. Alright, so we couldn't find an NGK local, but we did get its equivalent, which I don't know if they write it on the Autolites. Autolite I wasn't a fan of. Used them when I was 16. And I've started to come back to them again because now they got some racing plugs that are pretty good. It's just a copper one. It does not tell what it replaces, but as you can see, it is the same. Now normally I wouldn't suggest anything but an NGK for this engine. As you can tell, it even has the same angle of the electrode. NGK is pretty much all I like to run, especially in a small engine. Alright, I'm going to make sure you smash the smash washer on it. It'll get hard, but then it'll turn until it gets hard again. And that's how far you want to take it. Alright, we got the spark plug in. Making an air filter here. So this thing is from 1991, I found out. I was really interested in it. And the guy found the original bill of sale, and it was $2,300 in 91. We got us a good level, nice golden oil in there. So a lot of difference in price of generators between now and then. I knew this was a little old guy because all of the I think they're now that I got the EX down, I think it's the EU is the newer plastic one, the EU series, the EU 1000. Because this is the second one I've worked on like this. The other one was plastic. Alright, next thing we're going to do is spin it around. It's a little heavy guy. And we're going to make us an air filter. It fits in there. Get our thing out, our seal. I usually get the yellow ones, but they didn't have any yellow ones that I needed. And the reason we're making it is it's compared to $2.99. They're probably not even finding one. Probably can't find them, but $2.99. And there is our air filter. It is better than this guy, and it only costs $3. Now we do have oil over there, PJ1 oil. We could pre-soak it in, but it looks as though the the valve cover is doing its good job of soaking it with some blow-by. So as you can see, it's even got a nice tight seal. Look at that. It was like it was literally meant to be. And that's why I make my own gaskets, or my own air filters and gaskets. I have cork and paper material to cut out my own gaskets. So as you can see, this is just as good as one you'd probably pay 20 bucks for, if you can find them. And then next, this guy smashes it like that. And we got a good tight air seal. Won't suck no dust up in or nothing. It does say to dip that air filter in oil. While we got it off, we might as well squirt it with some PJ1. It's already sucking stuff up in it. So they say dip it in engine oil, unless you got some of this oil treatment foam filter spray. A lot of people say, well, it's like putting a wet mask over your face. That is true. If it was in a car, I wouldn't do it. But this is for something that gets used out in the yard that gets dusty. So that's the reason for doing it on these. Okay, there we go. It doesn't need a lot. When you squeeze it, it should leave a little residue on your fingers. bad neck though. I have a bad neck. The gas gauge does work. That's cool. See if we can't get it fired up. Then we'll take our gas can back out. Okay, let's check for leaks. Turn it on. That turns the petcock on. We did clean the carb. That would be a bad thing though, if it does. Okay, choke on. Don't seem to see anything leaking. It's an old Black & Decker jigsaw skill saw. So we turn, this just operates the petcock. We turn it on. We set up the choke. If it's cold, we hold our hand right on the exhaust. I don't know if you guys can see this, but she's cold as could be, so I'm still holding my hand. Stick my finger in there. Alright, cold. On choke. We got our 50 to 60 hertz. So the reason it was revving up yesterday was somebody had set that screw. They screwed it in real far, and it was making the idle go up real far. I'll show you our filter, how good it's working. That's the filter we made. As you can tell, it cost me only $2.99, just as good as whatever they cost for this, if you can even get them. Alright, now she's warmed up. Should just be able to start it right back up. By, yeah, leaving it right there. Turn it back in. Alright, just want to show you guys that it does run. But this thing will be up and running soon too. But yeah, we got the generator done. See, it's been sitting a few. We'll walk over here. Fires right up. I do gotta get me one of these little Honda EUs or man, they're so heavy. The little plastic ones though, because they don't sell these old metal ones now. But if I had the option, I'd get one like this.